Hello everyone. This video is to explain a question that Malak asked me about, which is this perspective. Okay, so in this perspective we have this shape and we have some layers in the front going to the back. So what I will do here, I will use a very simple method, and instead of using lines and so on, I will use a box with with two cylinders, and I will use boolean. Okay, so this will give me this shape. So this is the front view. You can use line as well, but for now I don't need to do it more complicated. So I will start with the box, and then I will let you know how to do it using line. So first of all, I will start with the box. Create the dimensions that you want. So let's say for the back, I'll make it 200 by, let's say 70. And then I'm not following any real dimensions in real life. I'm just following some dimensions that will make sense. And then you can create the shape that you want. So let's say this is 5, or even I can go lower as 3. Okay, so I'm not following any real dimension, I'm just making the dimensions all without any points. So this is the shape. Okay, so this is from the front view, you can see it. Now I'll make a copy, Control V, copy. You can create one of them and then you can continue with the rest. I have a problem with my 3D Max, so it will shift, or it will jump from the front view to the perspective, so just ignore it if it did that. So from here I will make it a bit smaller, so let's say or let's cut it first. Okay, let's cut the first one first and then we can follow. So from the front view I will add the cylinder. So I will just change the dimension, let's say to the same height, which was 70. So the radius will be 35, and then the height, it doesn't matter because we will cut it. So I will align it here. Okay, so from the front view, sorry, I don't know why the computer is doing this issue. So I will select the box. Let's make it a bit. I will just decrease the length. So let's say I want it to be 100. Yeah, I think 100 is fine. So now I will keep it here at the beginning, and then I will copy it to the other side. Okay, so first of all I will select both cylinders, align them to this box, and make sure that in the z-axis and the height, that the center of the cylinder is the same center as the box. Okay, then I will select one only, align it to the box. In the x-axis, the maximum or the center of the cylinder, it will go to the maximum of the box. Okay, repeat the same steps, align to this box, and the x-axis center to minimum. Now I have these two. Then let's go to the front view and check the shape. So this is the shape that I have in the middle. If you want it the same, you can keep it as it is. Otherwise, you can make the cylinder bigger or smaller. So you can see that the curve is different. But if I move this, the spacing in the middle will be different, but the shape it will be the same. So I think here for the sketch, this is not half a circle, this is a bit bigger. So let's go back, and from the front view I'll make this one bigger. Let's say this shape is fine for me. So now I will change this one to 50 just to keep it to keep the numbers round, and I will change this one again to 50. Sorry about the issue. Let's go back to the front. Now I have some spacing issues here in the middle. Since I'm using boolean, I can just move this a little bit. Okay, to make it the same, I will go here in the x-axis. Let's say I want it to be 20, no, even less, so minus 10. Okay, so I need 10 in between. So for the next one, for example, I'll make it 20, 30, and so on. So instead of repeating these cylinders later on, I will just copy it here, shift and move, and I will keep it at the back. Okay, select this box. Let me as well create the copies for the boxes from now. So this one, shift and copy, or I can use array. Array will make it easier as well for the spacing. So tools, array, preview. Let me reset all parameters, and then what I need to do is in the y-axis, I need it to move 3. Okay, so 3. And then for the count, we have 4 layers, so I'll keep this one as 4. So now I have everything perfectly. I will change this to copy because I don't want them to be all the same. Now let's start with the Boolean part. So I have this one. I will go to compound objects, pro Boolean, start picking and remove this cylinder and this cylinder. Now I have this shape. Okay, let's go to the next layer. Move these. I will just copy them. I will not move them, so I will have them for the next one. Or you can move them and then copy again for the third one before you make the Boolean part. Let's go back to the front view. So in this case, what I want is, let me just select this. I will select the second one. Okay, I want the height to be less. So what I will do here in this case, I will change the 70. Let's say I want to change it for 5 centimeters. So let's make it 65. So you will notice that it will move from up and down. So I will need to use align in the y-axis, minimum to minimum. Okay, so I have this spacing. If this is fine, you can keep it. Otherwise, you can change it. So now what I will do, I will move this one. Okay, in the x-axis, I'll move it as 5 as well. And I will change this one to 5. Minus 5, so I'll have this now. Okay, so before I do anything else, select both, shift and copy this on a side. Select the second one here, and then go to compound objects, pro Boolean, start picking and remove these two. And then I will repeat the same process for the third one. So I will go here in the width, I will change it to 60 because 5 from this one to this one, and then 5 for the second one. So total is 10. Don't forget align. In z-axis, I want minimum to minimum. Sorry, in z-axis. Okay, now it's working. So minimum to minimum. Then again, I will select these, create a copy, or just move them and then copy them again. So this is up to you, but you need to memorize the numbers. So from the x, I will move it 5. From here, minus 5. And then select this, or before I select them, sorry, copy for the fourth one. So for the fourth one, I will just keep it here so I can use it. I don't need to move it anymore. So this is the third one. Again, I will go to pro Boolean, start picking and remove both. Then for the last one, I will change the width here to 55. So minus 15. Don't forget align. In the z-axis, minimum to minimum. Move this in the x-axis, 5, and for this one, minus 5. Select this and then go to pro Boolean, start picking and remove both. So now we have this shape that you had in your sketch. Okay. If you want the upper part to be bigger, of course you can see here that from here it's a bit narrow and then from here it's bigger. So what we can do in this case, we can select them all, add FFD 2x2 from the front view, or even 3x3. I will check the 2x2 first. If it works, it's fine. If not, I will change it to 3. So I will select this part and I will scale it only in the x-axis, not y, and not x and y, and not x, y, and z, because a lot of you are confused between all of them. So I will select only the x. So only the x is in yellow. Even if you will see it here, only the x-axis is yellow. And then I will scale it this way. Let's see it in the front of you. Sorry, this is not the front. Yeah, okay. So in the x-axis, I will make it smaller from here. And the top part, again, you can scale it to be bigger. If you want the spacing to be more, okay, for the front of you, sorry, I don't know why I'm having this issue today. Okay, if you want the spacing from here to be more, you can add again FFD and make this bigger. Okay, and you can repeat the same thing for the other steps that we have here. So I don't know why I'm having this issue. I'm so sorry, but I'll try to fix it, of course. But for now, just because she wants the answer, I think today I'll try to make it more clear. Okay, so you can as well make the scaling part similar or the same between all of them. So for this one, you can make it, for example, here in the x-axis, 110, second 120, 30, 40, and so on. Okay, and also for the height, if you want it to be more from the top, because I didn't manage the same height from the top, I can move these points here lower. Again, you will have a better view or a better, or sorry, similar to shape to the one that she has in her sketches. Okay, so you can play around with it if you don't know the dimensions from the beginning, and then you will get the exact shape that you want. Okay, so as you can see, these are 4 separate objects. You don't have to have them all as one. Just to make it easier to move everything around later on when you add this to your scene, you can select the 4 objects here and go to group and group them together, and that's it. You don't need to merge them all. Okay, so if you want to apply a material, you can either go to material and drag and drop this one on each one separately, or you can select them all and click here on assign material, so it will assign it to all of them. Okay, so again, no need to make it all as one object. If you want to create line and extrude, you can do that, but I don't think that you would need it. Just in case you have the lines already, for example in AutoCAD or something, you can import them to 3D Max and just extrude them, but you need to make sure that they are clean. You click on all the points and click on fuse and weld and make sure that the line is clean. Otherwise, if you will draw them, you can again do the same steps that we did here. So let's say this is the rectangle, and then let's say I will take this arc from here. I will open snap. Usually when you're working with lines, I prefer to use snap 2, not 3, so it will not move in the top or in the bottom. So I will create this, and then I will change this one from here. If you want to play with the vertices, just add editable spline, or change it to editable spline and remove this vertices, for example, and I will move it to this side. I will close the snap and then I'll move it a little bit here. So to make it smoother, I prefer always to have 1 point instead of 2 in the arc. So you can either delete one of these and then control this arc to make it smoother, okay, or you can change the points and make them all smooth. Okay, and then you can control this one until you reach the shape that you want. And for example, let's say I will move this one to here. Okay, then mirror it in x-axis, instance, or copy. Again, that's up to you. In the front view, I will move this. Sorry again. And when I move it, I will use align. So in the x-axis, minimum to minimum, so it will start from this corner. Then you can go to attach and attach this line. If you're using attach, always make sure that it's unique. So right click and make unique. So this will remove the instance that we had. Then attach this line and this line. Now they are all one editable spline, but I have 3 splines here. So I have this one. Sorry, let's close attach. So I have this one and I have these 2 separately. Even if this is one object, still we have 3 lines. Okay, so I will go to spline, select all of them, and then from down here I will use trim. So trim this line and trim this line. Now these are still one object. Still 4 objects. Here I have this line, and I have this line and this line. Why does this matter? Because if you add extrude now, you will have a problem. Let me increase it. So let's say here I have this. So we'll have this problem here in the middle. It will always stay open. Why is that? Because the line is not one continuous closed line. Okay. So Malak here, she had this issue and she was asking me what to do because she's using cap hole to cap it, but still she's having some problems. Now if I use cap hole here in the modifiers, it's supposed to solve this problem. So let's go to cap hole. Okay, see, it's not solving anything. Why is that? Because I have a problem with the lines itself. So I will go to editable spline again, open vertices, select all the corners. Okay, you can see that I have 2 yellow vertices. This is not supposed to be the case. So all the corners now, we have 2 vertices on each other. Okay, so I will select both of them, go here to fuse and then weld. Now they are 1 point. Now if I go here again, fuse, weld. Same thing for all the corners between the lines. Fuse and weld. Now if I close the editable spline and I go to extrude, I will see that I don't have any issues anymore. So let's say this was supposed to be, for example, 5. Now I have it, no issues, no problems. Okay, then all you need to do is just copy this object, go to editable spline, change these lines, make them, for example, lower. You can change them, of course, using move. So because we have 4 copies, so the dimensions will stay the same. Now you need to move these together to make it all okay, and then the same thing for the other one. That's why I don't really like the editable spline, because it needs more work. So using this method is easier for me. Okay, so again, this is up to you. At the end, you know both ways and you can manage or control both to give you the shapes that you want. Okay, so that's it for Malak, and I'm waiting for all of your questions as well during the week. Please let me know if you want any help in modeling or anything else. Thank you for your time and have a nice week.